Good morning. Thanks for waking up to share the morning edition with us. I'm Jiminita Swain, and it's the start of an amazing day. But we need to know what the weather will bring. And for that, we talk to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean that joins us live in studio. Good morning, Basil.
Report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the bank of solutions.
Good morning, Jiminita. And our first look at weather, we now have 9 days remaining in the tropical cyclone season, and Sebastian continues to strengthen overnight. At 5 o'clock this morning, it was located about 355 miles north-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands, moving towards the north-northeast at about 8 miles per hour. The maximum sustained winds have increased about 60 miles per hour, and this system could become a hurricane within the next day or so before being absorbed by that trough or that cold front sometime on Friday. And once that happens, we expect the system to rapidly weaken. But outside of our studios, we are under partly cloudy skies. Your temperature is 73 degrees. Relative humidity at 56%. Northeast winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,019.0 millibars. That's 30.09 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning, a very cool 64 degrees in Marsh, Harbour, Abaco. Green Toll Key at 64 also in Freeport, the Berry Islands. A little warmer at 73, 72 in Alderstown, Bimini, 73 in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 72, 73 in Alderstown, Cat Island. Then we pick up some 72s in Staniel Key, Kemps, Bayside Andros, and Frederick in Central Andros. San Salvador, 73, Rim Key at 73 degrees, 74 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay at 75, Ackland, 75, Matthew County now 76, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And if you are flying out this morning, here are some high and low temperatures you're likely to find at some of your favorite cities. That's going to do it for your travel forecast. Now for you boaters, your boating forecast will shape up like this in the northwestern islands. Northeast winds 12 to 18 knots. So wave heights, they're going to be around the 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop in place. Low tide 8:44 this morning. The high tide will take place at 2:54 this afternoon. Now for the central and southeastern islands, winds also northeast but a little stronger at 15 to 20 knots. Choppy seas down there 4 to 7 feet. So caution flags are in place for your boaters in the central and southeastern Bahamas. That's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Well, thanks, Basil. You can see from our live tower cam shot, that's a shot of Montreal Avenue. Not much happening, but as I imagine at this point, you're preparing for your morning commute. And of course, Kelsey Johnson and our morning traffic team are standing by with the latest. Good morning, Kelsey.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Good morning, Jiminita. Good morning, Bahamas. We're here on Pargate and Village Roads, not too far from the Village Dental Center. Now, we encourage early morning commuters to use this particular corridor because there's not too many traffic on this particular corridor. Like I can tell you, there's little to no traffic coming through Pargate Road. So if you are heading westbound from Village Road, you can use that particular corridor to head west. And if you are heading north on Village Road and want to go on to Shirley Street, you can also use this particular corridor. Now, the police, they had a busy night in terms of traffic. So joining me live right here on Village Road is Sergeant Jerron Thompson, who will give us an update and all the particulars from overnight. Good morning, Sergeant Thompson. How are you?
Good morning to you. Good morning, Bahamas. I'm okay.
All right. Can you give us an update? Tell us what all has been happening around the country.
In the last 24 hours, we had a very busy 24 hours. We had a total of 33 crashes. 11 of those were crashes that involved injuries. And we had one accident that resulted in someone dying last night. Sometime around 6:30 p.m. at the intersection of Alexandria Boulevard and Taylor Street, we had a three-car crash where a female driver succumbed to injuries on scene.
Did speed was a particular factor in this crash?
Speed at this particular point in the investigation is not a factor. We have to do more investigation and determine what have caused this crash.
Can you give us an update on the incidents that took place in Exuma as well as Spanish Wells over the last 2.5-3 weeks?
Yes, in Exuma, we believe speed was a factor, and we also believe that because of some of the road defects, potholes, persons would avoid these potholes, and in an attempt to avoid these potholes, they would ride on the opposite side onto incoming traffic. And in Spanish Wells, we believe that it might be some medical condition from the individual that would have caused him to lose control of his vehicle and crash into the water.
Any update on the hit and run, especially that one on 4 Charlotte?
There's no update. We're continuously asking the public for assistance and bringing forward information because the driver has not come forward as yet. We are currently conducting investigations into that matter. We're looking for surveillance. I was personally yesterday in the downtown area making checks of the local businesses, also at CCTV, to try and come up with the vehicle in question so we can come up with the driver. We are working diligently to try to bring this matter to a closure.
All right, thank you so much, Sergeant Thompson. Like I tell you, this particular corridor, Parkgate and Village Road, is kind of empty for an early morning commute. So if you are in a hurry and need to get someplace quickly, I encourage you to use this particular corridor. Back to you in the studio, Jim Anita.
Well, thanks, Kelsey. The heavy blow from Hurricane Dorian forcing the government to adjust its fiscal plans. Minister of Finance, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquist, tabled the 2019 Fiscal Strategy Report in the House on Wednesday. It's the fiscal strategy that will guide government's future budget plans in addition to a medium-term fiscal outlook. The country's revised fiscal deficit is now estimated at close to $700 million. Hurricane Dorian's damages, losses, and additional costs are estimated at $3.4 billion. In other news, another group of entrepreneurs successfully completed the intense 8-week course designed by the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Program. The 26 graduates are from the Over-the-Hill area of New Providence and were ecstatic to receive their certificates and checks last night at the Edmund Moxie Community Center on Blue Hill Road. Even Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, attended the event to support the business owners that comprise industries including landscaping and food and beverage. The Small Business Development Center's Executive Director is Davinia Grant.
We teach individuals about sales, about expenses, inventory, how to manage employees, how to turn a profit, really. The whole idea about having a business is because you want to make money. So we teach them the things to reduce expenses and increase revenue. And that's the magic formula for being able to have the right level of profitability.
Well, the University of the Bahamas is taking steps to delve into the impact of climate change on small island developing nations, spurred by the recent devastation of Hurricane Dorian. The country's premier tertiary institution announced the establishment of its Climate Change Adaptation and Resilience Research Center Wednesday. Director of the center, Dr. Adele Thomas, says the facility will fill a void in climate change research arena, as research often comes from industrialized nations, not from the smaller countries already feeling the impact of climate change.
The CAR Center is focused on 3 different areas. Research, so we want to do research on the human dimensions of climate change. How is climate change affecting our people and how can we best respond? We also want to do policy development, so we're working with governments and the private sector to develop effective policies and also serving as a resource for the government on climate change issues. And our 3rd pillar is education and outreach. So we want to engage with the public to put our academic findings into messages that are relevant for the public, as well as seek their feedback on issues that we should be looking at, and also engage with international, national, and regional organizations.
While the launch of the center is being described as timely, hurricanes are getting stronger and more frequent. It's also being pointed out that Hurricane Dorian has highlighted the need to take climate change more seriously.
It is affecting us now, and that we need to become better prepared to deal with the increased challenges that we will be facing. And that's what the CAR Center is all about, trying to understand how we are already being affected and come up with ways that we can deal with these challenges that we face. We are very much looking forward to partnerships with people within the Bahamas and externally. This is a new research center, and so we need to collaborate to ensure that, we take a holistic approach to dealing with climate change in the Bahamas.
Well, more being revealed this morning on the oil spill left behind in the wake of the recent storm. Minister for the Environment, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, says there is no contamination of the groundwater in Grand Bahama following the Equinor oil spill. The facility was compromised and the cleanup process continues. Ferreira says a water testing system has been put in place and is also being monitored.
22 monitoring wells have been installed, some around the perimeter, actually most around the perimeter, and of course 1 or 2 in the actual hot spots that were most heavily impacted. So monitoring wells were dug, cleaned out, and properly installed under the supervision of a field technician and an affiliate engineer. And then groundwater samples were taken and sent to an EPA-certified laboratory. And so far, all of the groundwater testing has indicated that there's no contamination of the groundwater that they've been able to find thus far. Testing is ongoing, and additional wells will be installed because we have to make sure that any hydraulic head that's on its way down, that we account for that.
Well, the bribery trial of former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson resumes this morning in the Supreme Court. Yesterday, legal submissions were presented after the prosecution closed its case. Gibson has denied the charges against him. Well, traffic police looking into another fatality overnight. More when the morning edition continues.
It's time for the best of the best regatta, December 5th through 8th. See the best boats, the best crews, the best skippers, all compete in the best harbor. And on land, the best onshore activities. With the action on the water and the fun on the shore, there's something for everyone. And at night, check out the best in Bahamian entertainment. It's the best of the best regatta, December 5th through 8th. Be there.
Janae's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is now open under the big tent. Get up to 20% off the best prices and selection on Christmas decor in town to give your home or office the look and feel of Christmas. Check out Janae's large selections of colorful ornaments, mesh, picks, flowers, LED lights, and trees. And especially for back-to-school customers who downloaded Mobile Assist and favored Janae's, check your smartphone for an exclusive further discount. Check out Janae's Chesapeake Road and take a sneak peek at the toys while you're there.
What was that?
Oh, no. That was just one little item, man. Don't worry about that.
You trying to kill us, eh?
What you mean?
Man, you shouldn't be throwing stuff in the ocean anyway. Items like that contain what they call persistent organic pollutants or POPs.
Look, bro. I just come here to fish, you know. I finished school a long time, bro.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. We always out here fishing. The fish eat the POPs and we eat the fish. The more contaminated the fish, the more susceptible we are to diabetes and cancer and the like.
You even know how to spell susceptible?
This is no laughing matter. POPs are in everything. Paint thinner, cleaners, cleaning products. Huh?
How you even know all this? You can't even remember how we get here.
Man, my sister worked to the best commission. They got the lowdown on all these environmental issues.
Oh, you mean Shari?
Yeah.
I was trying to check her, you know. What their number is again?
This message is brought to you by the Best Commission and its partners. For more information online, visit best.gov.bs.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
What I love most about working for the Bahamas tonight is that we don't only focus on New Providence. We cover the entire Bahamas. We have a team here in the Northern Bahamas that is ready to bring you the stories, the people, and the news that matter to you. From point A to Z, from covering hurricanes to elections and everything in between.
Welcome back to the morning edition. More to share with you on that three-car collision at the intersection of Alexandria Boulevard and Taylor Street that claimed the life of a woman overnight. The accident was reported to traffic officials around 6:30 Wednesday night. This is what Superintendent Moreno Hines had to say about what officers found at the scene.
Serena taxi van, a Chevy Malibu 2004, and a Honda CR-V 2004. It is believed that a female passenger in her mid-20s succumbed to her injuries at the scene. Our reconstructionists are working the scene as we speak, and our investigations are continuing.
At least 49 traffic fatalities have been recorded for the year. Police are now working to determine what caused the accident. While the lack of a stop sign is a concern, he says there has been no increase in accidents in the area. Additionally, Superintendent Hines says the other passengers were not seriously injured and are being treated, including an infant.
It is our understanding that 2 persons were inside of the taxi van. We believe that the Honda CR-V carried a 7-month-old infant. All indications are that the infant is doing fine. This intersection does not have an uptick in accidents as far as our records indicate. However, there are accidents at this intersection, but nothing that is alarmingly concerning at this time.
Well, residents on North Abaco were scurrying and successfully fought a dangerous fire that threatened the entire town. But now out of that darkness has come some light. Our Anthony Smith has more.
Cell phone video out of Abaco captures a roof ablaze in the middle of the night. Men with no fire gear on top of an apartment complex in Cooperstown, desperately trying to put out a fire. Island Administrator Therese Boodle says it was a madhouse.
The blaze was really because of the size of the building, and we were concerned about the buildings immediately behind and adjacent to, and we were praying the whole night.
With fire equipment virtually destroyed during Hurricane Dorian, fire services and volunteers worked around the clock until that fire was out.
Because they had buckets, they formed chain, and they were just dashing whatever they could onto the fire.
Boodle says the incident highlighted more than ever the need for essential emergency equipment, a need which a mayor, a senator, and citizens of South Carolina also saw and came through with an answer of their own, one cherry red fire truck and fire gear to accompany.
So I'd like to keep the fire trucks coming, those that are going to be taken out of service, that we can actually get rehabilitated and in very good shape so that you're not just getting junk trucks over there, but that can protect the residents. I mean, after they have already gone through the storm, the last thing we need is having fires taking out what little residences there are left.
That fire equipment arrived in Abaco just in time to fight yet another brush fire. And yet, it's not the only pieces of equipment on its way.
The other piece of equipment we're getting to y'all is called, basically the technical term I believe is extrication gear, but a lot of people call it the jaws of life. That's on the way too. And we cannot be more excited to be able to help, and we will help with anything we can.
Overall, Administrator Boodle says she is pleased at the good that has continually been poured out and will continue to be poured into the island and its residents.
Out of that darkness, or out of that valley, is going to be some mountains that are going to be built for us, and we appreciate that. Because
Antoinette Smith, ZNS Network News.
Well, thanks, Anthony. The Bahamas is still in negotiations with the World Trade Organization as the country seeks to become a member of that body that currently consists of over 160 member nations. Many public meetings were held to inform the community about the benefits of joining. Chief Negotiator to the Bahamas accession to the WTO, Shivarga Laing, gives us an update.
We have taken the negotiations at this point as far as they can be taken. And the government, therefore, has to provide some guidance and instructions about the next step going forward. Government of the Bahamas has some decisions to make in relation to the continuing negotiations. And until the government makes those decisions, then we will wait to carry on any additional rounds of negotiations.
And in the aftermath of Dorian, Laing says that he does not believe that the hurricane has slowed down the process.
The accession process has not been affected by Dorian at all. Even though, let me say, I can't imagine that the government has any higher priority than attending to the issues related to Dorian. So, but I can't say right now that anything that we have been doing has been affected by Dorian thus far.
Well, the Bahamas will be among 180 countries attending a meeting of the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, in London, England, in a few days. Transport and Local Government Minister, the Honorable Renwood Wells, will be attending and speaks to a special body the Bahamas hopes to be re-elected to. The IMO is, of course, responsible for global shipping worldwide.
International Maritime Organization meeting. There are 180 countries that are part of the IMO. It is the body that deals with all of the shipping traffic throughout the globe. It manages maritime affairs, and the Bahamas, as you would know, for the past 20 years, has been on the board, elected by the 180 member countries to be one of 20 countries on the Group C board. We are going again to seek to be re-elected. So this is the re-election phase, and all countries jockey during this upcoming week, and the nations then decide which countries they believe best can suit and carry their issues forward in the global arena. The Bahamas has always been a leader in the maritime industry, and we're looking forward to our partners, the other countries around the globe, partnering with us and voting for us again to be one of the 20 countries that are a part of the Group C board to help govern the IMO.
Well, students at the University of the Bahamas will get an opportunity to share their thoughts on national policy development. Policy in the Park is one of the many ongoing initiatives put on by the Public Policy Institute of the university. Executive Director Shivarga Laing says the event gives students the opportunity to actively voice their concerns while engaging in discussions on national issues. Well, meantime, President of the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Rodney Smith, was recently appointed to the Board of Directors for the American Association of State Colleges and Universities, where he will serve a 3-year term. Smith says the body helps to govern some 400 colleges and universities in the U.S. And as UB itself continues to undergo growth and transformation, Smith is excited about what his appointment means for the institution.
The good thing I like about it is that I've been placed on the Committee on International Education, which advises public higher education institutions in the United States about how to implement international education programs. And University of the Bahamas, we're looking to implement a policy whereby all of our undergraduate students will be required to do a study abroad program before the end of their 3rd year and return home and graduate by the end of their 4th year. So that's going to help us to actually make sure that this is actually happening in the United States. Having a voice on this board helps me to make sure that that's the way we go.
So much more when the morning edition continues. Stick with us.
Look here, it's hurricane season right now. June 1st all the way to November 30th. Now the peak of our hurricane season, that's when we usually get our hurricanes. It's early August up until late October. Now Bahamians, don't get slipping because we know we last minute. Now listen to the TVs and the radios. They can give you all the information that you know if we get a warning or hurricane watch. Now we get 5 different categories of hurricanes. Category 1, I like call it the Shawnee Miller Ubu hurricane. Just imagine you running a race, right? And you think you about to win, and Shawnee Miller just shoot straight past you. Imagine the breeze you feel. Category 2, you picture yourself driving in the States, right? You on the highway, and 2 big trucks shoot straight past you. You gotta move, and the whole car just shake. Please, change your shingles, because I ain't picking your shingles up out my yard. No more. Category 4, Category 5, we talking about catastrophic winds. Bohemians, be prepared. Don't go nowhere. I get plenty more information I bring into you on, but I just need you on to be aware. Season.
You got to make the best of what you have in front of you. And that's some of our problems. We don't know how to make the best of what we've got. You keep on looking out the window and seeing something better. And you think if you get that, that's what's going to make your, oh Lord, this is what's going to make your life better. But I need to tell you, you need to make the best of who you are.
Join us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Faith Touch on ZNS TV 13.
Welcome back to the morning edition. Now to our northern service and the latest on the postal update.
When our ZNS News team visited the Freeport Post Office, we observed some residents coming to that vital government agency only to learn that they could not send or receive mail. As it stands now, only 17 permanent employees at the Freeport Post Office are working every other day. Now, officer in charge, Lorraine Maycock, says the post office received major damage during Hurricane Dorian, which is making it difficult to work effectively.
Roof has been compromised really bad. And mold is setting in and everything, so it's impossible for us to work in there. We're now operating from the outside of the building, 10 to 1. We are actually trying to assist persons who are trying to get their documents, and persons needing bill of sales, 25-cent stamps. So that's 25-cent stamps and $10 stamps only.
She adds that provisions are being made to rectify the situation.
It's impossible to work from this office. So we're trying to get the 8 Mile Rock office and Hunter's office up and running, and as soon as that is done, we'll make an announcement as to when and how persons would be able to get mails.
She says persons are complaining, and she understands their frustration.
Right now, it's in the hands of the Ministry of Works, and they are trying to relocate us temporarily with a building to assist us with providing service as soon as possible.
Maycock also apologized to the public for the inconvenience.
I know mails are very important to them, but, you know, there's nothing we can do at this time. But in short order, we'll make an announcement, like I said before, with trying to get the 8 Mile Rock office and Hunter's office up and running.
It's Alia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, we now take you live to the Dundas Center with our Kelsey Johnson for the latest on a production there. Kelsey?
Good morning, Jimanita. Good morning, Bahamas. Once again, I am sure we've all watched the series, the Netflix series Greenleaf, and we have our own little charity right here in the Bahamas. And come this Sunday, right here at the Dundas, that's where we're at. I'm with the Restoring Drama cast. They will be restoring all type of drama come Sunday. I mean, y'all thought charity was bad. I think Miss Bernadette and crew, y'all have your own little charity going on?
Oh, yes. We have our own little drama thing going on in this drama.
So you can tell me what the production is all about, the name, where can I buy my ticket, who is starring, and the name of your cast members.
Okay, Restore is a stage drama that's surrounding around a lot of drama. It has a deacon in it that has a wife. She is a missionary in the church, and she's very churchy, very, very churchy. He likes to go out. Every time he tries to get her to go out, she wants to go to church. There goes the problem, where he starts to stray and do, you know, things that deacons are not supposed to do. There goes the Restore title, the is he going to be restored, or is he going to continue to do his, his little string?
So this Greenleaf Part 2, Bahamas style.
Yes, Greenleaf Part 2. We have our good deacon here.
Oh, wow.
My good deacon.
Deacon, I don't think I want to ask you to pray for me on national TV, but tell me your role and how does it feel being the deacon, especially after everybody's already watched that Greenleaf series. They're going to look at you funny now, man.
Well, that's to be expected, especially when you're playing a role as a deacon inside Restore. But basically, my role is the deacon. And the problem basically resolves, as she said, with my wife. She's church going, and every time I try to do something for her, she basically just doesn't want to do it because she puts the church before our marriage, and that's where the problem starts.
Now, Deacon, I must ask, it start off with counseling and prayers before the affair, or how did it start?
No, it basically starts off with church. It starts off with church, and basically just how it starts off with church. Sometimes starting off with church, it doesn't always end in a church-like motto. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Now, Pierre, if you can just tell us your role, what can we expect from you on Sunday?
Well, I have one simple role. That's a bartender. That's legit my name.
So you giving the deacon the wine. You performed Jesus' first miracle in this thing.
But I don't interact with the deacon per se. I interact with another person who interacts with the deacon later and
Just too much interaction. I tell you all this Woyston Greenleaf, this Greenleaf Bahamas. What? So what kind of drinks you mix up? Because Jesus touched the water and it turned red.
Yeah,
wine.
Even in that scene, I made up a new drink on the spot called the Apple Teeny Rocket.
Jesus.
Yes.
This one full of drama. And Miss Cunningham, you were telling me about your role earlier in the show?
Well, my role, I am the wife of one of the characters that's in denial that our husband...
Denial is a serious thing.
And, we have to always keep a good face.
Because you're not in church.
Yes.
And you always wear your dresses below your knee.
Yes.
I am on this long strip dress
yes.
today.
Yes. So, therefore, we have to keep this image up that we're a perfect family. But there is drama in my family.
Oof.
A lot of drama.
James. This James. Oh, yes. This Greenleaf. Yes.
And I loves my husband.
Your husband cheating?
Come find out.
Wow. So where can I buy my ticket? How much is the ticket and what time does the show start?
You can buy your tickets at BR Production Studio. It's Faith Avenue South, right across from Anatole Rogers, in a brown single-story plaza. There's a restaurant in the plaza called Better Bites, and that's where BR Productions is. The tickets are $25, and showtime is 8 p.m. Doors open at 7:30.
Any appetizers before? Because I gotta get my belly full before I laugh, man. This drama fell. Well, Bahamas, you've heard it here. You can purchase your tickets, and the doors open at 7:30 p.m. If you haven't caught up on Greenleaf on Netflix, listen, just come down to the Dundas on Sunday. We got our own little charity case going on. Y'all ain't know but James say, I can let y'all know Tyler Perry coming here to write this right after them. This Greenleaf Part 2. But we calling this Restore Bahamas. Back to you in the studio, Jiminita.
Well, thanks, Kelsey. Charles Fisher joins me live now. What's coming up in sport?
What I wouldn't do to be young again. We have some brave youngsters in studio this morning. They're going to go on a venture. We'll tell you about that. Then some youngsters are playing tennis over there at the National Tennis Center. I'm so jealous. You think I could go touch the
I don't
fountain
think you could do anything. You just got to roll with it. Sounds like a lot coming up in sports. Stick with us.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, your hottest place on the planet for rims, tints, tires, and auto sales. We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Track Lights, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king. Blessed luck.
The natural resources of the Bahamas play a critical role in supporting Bahamian livelihoods. For example, the fishing and tourism industry, which include fishermen, seafood exporters, hoteliers, dive operators, restaurants, and others. Collectively, they generate approximately $1.5 billion a year. Therefore, we must respect and preserve what we have. These resources belong to us.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
So let's all do our part to maintain our local economy and a good quality of life. Remember, if we take care of nature, nature will take care of us.
They say that greatness is a choice, but what have you chosen? You've been frozen in time and broken in mind. For too long, the same song playing in your head. Living in breath, but better off dead. You see, you have greatness inside you, but you must choose to be great. Blaze a path of excellence, leave fear in your way. All you need is already inside you. You just must believe in yourself. Grow towards your greatness and discover true love.
Good morning, everybody. Once again, play winding down in the International Tennis Federation Gombe Splash at the National Tennis Center. On court Wednesday was Bahamian and the #1 seed and reigning champ Sydney Clark in the pink and white, who wasted little time of disposing of Maduo Zhu from Japan 6-2 and love.
The first 4 games were competitive. We were back and forth with each other, and then I finally got the break, and I was able to push ahead and stay on her and didn't even give her a chance in the second. I'm proud of my play today. I started off a bit slow, but eventually as the match picked up, I got into a groove and I started hitting my shots, and I played exceptionally well today.
Clark will definitely be looking forward to her matches coming up in the next 2 days, as she is poised and ready to keep the trophy at home.
I'll be more aggressive, even more concentrating even more, and I look forward to scouting out more of the competition and being prepared. I really want to win this, so I'm here to win it.
On the other hand, Denali Nordich losing a tough one to the #1 seed on the boys' side. That is Mattia Gadjens from Chile, 6-4 and 1.
I came out a bit nervous because he seeded #1, but at the end I caught up. That's like on the second set was longer. It was a good match. Both of us came out playing strong, but he just came out with the victory.
Now, I tell you, I want to dunk into that fountain of youth. We have some youngsters in studio this morning. I'm going to first let you introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Craig Ferguson.
Hi, I'm Finley McKinney Lambert. Hi, I'm Mary Jack Nash.
And I'm going to let the older person now introduce himself.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having us on. My name's Keir Clark. I'm the coach for these children, one of the coaches.
Now, there is a big venture this coming weekend. Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. So we are going to attempt to sail the whole length of Nassau this morning from east to west on Saturday morning. It's a 14 to 16 mile trip, and the whole idea of the trip is to raise money for our future sailing program, in particular an event that we're attending next month, in Florida.
Now tell us about this route you guys will be taking.
Yeah, so we'll be launching from the Nassau Yacht Club, and we will sail through between PI and New Providence. It's going to be planned with the current, because the boats that these guys sail are very small and pretty slow. So the slowest speed we could be doing might be 1 or 2 miles an hour. So we've planned it with a current. The current's going to take us through PI, and then we're going to head out where the cruise ships head out, and we're going to just sail downwind over open sea. And if we have time, we're going to stop at Blue Sail in order to thank some of our sponsors that have been kind enough to put faith in these kids, and you know, I hope to see them in Florida and future events around the world.
Now, how will that work in terms of getting the sponsor?
Well, a big part of this is social media and things like that these days. So all their parents have been pushing. I'm a coach at Lyford Key, so we've been filling out sponsorship forms and pushing them around the school, and Yeah, we're doing pretty well, but there's still more to go. And of course, this is just one thing for one regatta. And these guys, they're so young and talented. We want to keep pushing a lot more regattas throughout the years to come.
Talking about youngsters, how old are you, first of all? How old are you?
I'm 12.
And you?
I'm 9.
And you?
I'm 9.
Wow, youngsters, you all are very brave attempting this course. This is a long course in some deep water. Talk about it. How are you preparing for this?
So about last Sunday, we charted our course at Lyford Key, and it was very fun and it was a learning experience. So we just hope to get a lot of experience out of this, become more talented sailors, and just hope for the best.
What about you?
We just charted out our trip and pointed out all the things that we needed to see what we would like, all the dangers that we would see, like all the ships that go through the harbor and all those things like that.
How do you prepare for something like this, though?
We just have to pack snacks, pack lunch, and just be ready.
What about you? How are you ready for this one?
Well, we charted out the course, and basically the same as they said, and we just, same as when they said, pack snacks, pack lunch, and...
I've never seen or heard about anybody doing this before. From Montague way out to Lyford Key. Talk about that.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. I'm a bit scared, but at the same time, really excited.
What about you, Craig?
So I just think that it's going to be a great experience. From Montague Bay to Lyford Key is a long trip, but everything's going to be good.
And you? You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm not scared. I'm just ready to do it.
And Curtis are some brave youngsters, man.
They're amazing. Yeah, we're setting the bar high, and I know a lot of their teammates are looking on very fondly. Slight bit of jealousy because they all want to get in on such a trip. So as a team, I think we will plan something bigger and even more with a wow factor later on in the summer to prepare for another big trip.
If persons want to come out and watch it, what time does it start viewing and getting involved?
Yeah, so again, we have to plan it with the current. So luckily for us, the current is pushing us through in early morning. So we're going to meet at the NYC, the yacht club there at 7 a.m. And we are hoping, if the wind is right, which the forecast looks good, we're hoping to be able to stop at the Blue Sail restaurant at Sandyport at around 12:30 for a quick half an hour to hopefully have some lunch, say hello to any sponsors, have a little stretch, you know, and then get back on the water and do the remainder.
How long do you feel this course is going to take?
Well, again, we calculated it at the weekend. We based it on various wind strengths and directions and speed, and the kids did all the calculations. It was a really fun exercise, and we think it'll take somewhere between 4 and 10 hours. It really just depends on the wind. But the wind, as it stands, I think it should be about a 5-6 hour sail.
And if we can bring up that map once again, the starting point is right there by the Nassau Yacht Club. You're going to come around, you're going to get a good view of all the eastern shore, then you're going to come around the southern end and ride around and just sail around. Nice view.
Yep, yes sir, and 2,000 feet of water. We can't wait.
Safety.
Oh, okay, so good question. I'm in the coach boat, of course. I'll have a couple of parents with me. We'll have VHFs, radios. What else are we going to bring, guys?
Phones, flares, lights, and life jackets.
Is this the longest you've sailed in a boat before? Will this be the longest?
No.
No? Wow, what is the longest you've sailed in a boat for in that much of an hours?
From here to Exuma.
Wow. Wow, I think riding the Exuma, the plane is be long for me. You want to go there in a boat and through that water. And so you guys, how's the support been from your fellow sailors?
Support's been very good. The sailors also want to join in, so it's a bit of a gameplay. So we have to try and do a second one where we do one, us three, and then whenever we do it, the next one again.
All right, I want to get your last words in. How are you going to feel heading into this? What are you going to do?
I'm going to feel excited. And I just want to thank the sponsors that sponsored me.
And you?
Yeah, I want to thank the sponsors because it's been a real big help and, like, yeah.
Craig, and the last one, what did you?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, my parents, my family, and, of course, my Coach Care.
All right, Coach Care, this is going to be an exciting event come Saturday. Want to make sure everybody come on out. Where can they go and make sure that they get the sponsor that these kids can go to the big meet next month?
They could come and see us at Blue Sail. They could visit the Captain's Table restaurant, fill out a little sponsorship form. I think the main point we're trying to get across is these three guys, along with many other sailors, are from two-parent working families. Sailing is a super expensive sport, but me, along with all the other coaches, are trying to make it accessible to anyone. So we really just want to push the fundraising and the idea that the Bahamas is a hugely talented nation in the sailing world, and we need to get out there into the international scene.
And finally, the event that they'll be going to, caliber of sailing they'll be going up against?
It's Jensen Beach. So the big one where you've met us before, the North Americans, that was sort of, we could grade it maybe a grade 1 regatta. This would be a grade 2/grade 3 regatta. Still super competitive. The kids would be lucky to get, I would say, a top 40 result. But we'll be gunning hard against the Americans and whoever else shows up.
Once again, we are hoping for great weather this coming Saturday. What I can say, these youngsters, let me tell you something, y'all are brave to be in that weather, to be sailing that long all around those waters. And I'm going to ask Basil to do a little dance so y'all can have some good weather on Saturday. See, that's Basil right over there. He's going to come back up next with the weather. So ask Basil if you're going to have some good weather on Saturday. Ask him. Say right there. Ask him.
Ask him, Craig.
Ask him.
Are we going to have some good weather?
Would he give you the thumbs up? So it's going to be good on Saturday, so come on down and support these youngsters. They're going to be sailing from the Nassau Yacht Club way around. I'm going to go out there and try, check them out and support them as well. Hopefully you and the Bahamian public can do that. They're getting set to head to a big event coming up next month. Thank you guys once again. You are brave.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels, free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. Free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
Andros is the #1 bone fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
It's the OT with yours truly, Charles Fisher.
Buddy Hield and the Kings have their...
Buddy Hield seemed to be having the best season of his career. He had 32 points the other night. It was a bit disappointing, Shawnee Miller not winning the IAAF World Female Athlete of the Year. The high school rankings will soon be out. Tabernacle, the defending champion, CC Sweeting, they are always there. Who will it be this year? Each Monday on 1540 AM and 104.5 FM, it's the OT with yours truly, Charles.
In
our final look at weather. 9 days remaining in the tropical cyclone season, but the tropics have some activities out there. We're still looking at Tropical Storm Sebastian, which has intensified overnight, now packing winds of about 60 miles per hour. And Sebastian could become a hurricane within the next 24 hours as it continues to move towards the north-northeast at around 8 miles per hour. And it will be gobbled up by that cold front sometime on Friday. And once that happens, we expect some weakening to take place, and that will drag it towards the north and east, keeping it over the open waters of the Atlantic. But elsewhere across the Bahamas today, we're looking at sunny to partly sunny, a little bit breezy in the afternoon, with your high temperature getting up to 79 degrees. And tonight, we're looking at mainly clear skies, temperatures still pretty cool at 68 degrees, and extended weather forecast over the next 7 days. Looking pretty good right through Saturday for those sailors. Daytime temperatures up in the low 80s. We're picking up some 70s in the nighttime. But come Sunday night, we expect a cold front to move into the northwest Bahamas. That should push through, and once that happens, you'll see those temperatures slip back into the 60s as of Monday and through the balance of next week. So some pretty nice weather shaping up, even though that front is going to come through. It will come during the nighttime, so the day on Sunday will also be pretty nice. Jim Anita?
Well, thanks, Basil. As you can see from our live tower cam shot, it's a beautiful day, of course, shaping up, and not to show the Paradise Island Bridge. Well, that does it for this morning edition on Thursday. I hope that the remainder of your day is an amazing one for all of us here. I'm Jim Anita Swain. Have a great day.